Hello everyone, welcome to our new topic CrewAI. So today we will have a look on this multi-agent AI framework and we'll install this on our local machine and then would have a look on some examples. CrewAI is a multi-AI agent based framework. It's an easy way to build our multi-large language model based agent that can interact with each other, can delegate tasks to each other, together come up on a result to achieve that task. CrewAI have two important components, task and agent. And for sure, there are also other important aspects and components, tools and process. But the main goal then and our main task is tackled by task and agent. Task is, for example, I have a task, 5 bullet point about a topic, XY, and I need this output in, let's say, MD file or maybe in JSON file. So, and then I will go to my agent, which is a content writer, and his goal is to write insightful and accurate report or content about this topic. And backstory is like you are working on writing a new opinion about the topic. So it's more like giving a flavor. So if the agent is a developer, so the backstory would be you are a senior or full stack developer, you have a knowledge about Java, TypeScript, and that. So, and your goal is to provide code, for example. So tools that you can use with agent, they can be reading file, reading directory. There are many tools with that CrewAI provides, and you can also use for LangGraph also the tools, or you can also create your custom tools. So you could also call an API, fetch some kind of data, and then pass this context to your agent. Then we have a multi-agent collaboration. By default, they run in sequence, or you can run them hierarchically, but also asynchronous. So they delegate tasks to each other and then ask them to adjust and to come up with what you really need. So that's how they can interact to help each other to accomplish a task. So break down complex tasks into narrow and individual LLM-based to-dos. There are also some other aspects and components that's important for CrewAI or while developing multi-agent collaboration. One of them is memory. There is a short-term memory, so temporarily store the recent interaction. Then there's a long-term memory that store information from the last executions. Then there's the entity memory that capture, organize information about entity, about people, places, concept, encounter during the task. Then there's a contextual memory that maintain the context of interaction by combining short-term and long-term, and entity memory. Then there's a user memory, stores user-specific information and preferences, enhancing personalization and user experience. So that also play an important role. So installing is pretty easy. So I'm Mac. So copy this command from the installation page from CrewAI, press enter. So it will install this UV tool that will help us to install CrewAI. The Windows user can use this command. So I'm on a Mac. This UV library is installed, just set the variable. So next step is now to install CrewAI. So I will just copy this command and press enter. So we see that CrewAI has been installed, and then we will create a new project. So did I do a mistake? CrewAI create. Yeah, crew. Sorry for that. Enter. There are now option to choose by default a model. So you can change this model also later on. So I will use first OpenAI. I will select here OpenAI, but I don't have OpenAI key. So we will change this later on. So let's choose OpenAI. Doesn't matter. Two, I will change them later on. And I don't have key for it. Enter. Okay. So it's created. Let's go to Awesome Agents project. Before we start, don't forget to call CrewAI install. Okay, so let's check what we have now. We have here a main file where we're gonna kick off our CrewAI, and I will delete this method as we don't need it. Sorry, somehow this got stuck here. Okay, so I will remove this. I don't need them. Yes, my Olama is also not running. And we will have a look on CrewAI file. As you see, we are using agents and task, and these agents and tasks we will find under the config, and that's is my agent. That's senior data researcher on the topic that we will pass through the input, and then the analyst. So whatever this agent gonna research and find, this gonna analyst that. We have two tasks: conduct a research about a topic and then review this and then generate and create an output. So we can see that we have a sequential process. So that's, I told you in the beginning that you can control the process if you want to have sequential or hierarchical, and here you can do these kind of settings, or having a memory. So let me remove these comments. So what will happen if I will just run this? So I haven't changed anything, so no key setup, nothing, and it will just fail. So if I say CrewAI run, and you would see that I need to pass any key. What I will do, I will change the model. I don't have GPT-4. I want a different model, and that's gonna be Gemini. And my key for that, changing model, is pretty easy. So in the beginning we have chosen GPT, and now we are using Gemini. And this is for my whole projects by default. For sure, for each agent, we can also have a different model. My model is Gemini / Gemini 1.5 Pro. So let's try it. So that's the default setup which we got. Okay, so it produces the output and all the result. It did the research, and that was its answer, final answer. And then it comes to analyst agent, and that's had a task, and it got that context and then reviewed that, expanded, and add more information. Okay, then that was really basic example. So before we check another example, I wanted to quickly show you one more small example. So what I have done here, I have defined an LLM, Gemini 1.5 here, and I have passed a PDF tool. I just configured here custom LLM. So this is the PDF search tool from CrewAI tools, and I have just provided, the regs model that it should use Google instead of OpenAI if you have, by installing CrewAI, if you have selected that by default. So I just did small configuration, that's it. And we will have a look on the second example, some two important tools also, but this one is also really important. You can pass PDF files and let them analyze. So let me delete the output here. So what does this file is it's just a recipe of making cheesecake in German. So what I'm trying to do, I'm just asking what are ingredients in this cheesecake. So, and have a simple agent, really basic one, not doing something special. It's just saying, I am the researcher finding relative information on topic. And then a task to analyze, providing context, and then just create an output file. Just being lazy here, but that's not how your code gonna look like in production. So I just wanted to show that you can also parse PDF file and generate the content. That's pretty it. So let's say CrewAI enter. Sorry, I did a mistake. It's CrewAI run. So it gonna do regex search on that PDF file to do the analyze. As you see, it find the German wording, what thing you need, but at least it have the context. Okay, now it's giving output. If I see now the output, so we have 65 butter, 75 grams sugar, etc., etc. So it search exactly from the PDF file. 65G is the butter indeed, and 75 is sugar, and that's the meal, 200, the flour. So that I wanted to show you. So here I have prepared a second example. So what we did, I have created here a class that should produce an output in this format. So I want a JSON format that should exactly like this. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to conduct a conference, and I want to book a conference hall for this the conference. So that's my topic, and in which city I want it, and what the date it is, and my budget and expected participants. So that's my task is, and I want it to create a JSON file. So I also created a class for it, and I have set it up keys for OpenAI and Serper API. So Serper dev tool is tool to conduct a Google search, and for that you need a key. So I have set that key. So Serper tool gonna search the website, and Scrap website tool gonna go and read the content of that website. And for Google search, that's their tool. You need an API key. We have checked in our last video DuckDuck search, and there was this option also. And there you see that Google ask for a key if you want to Google search, but DuckDuck search is normally you don't need any key. Okay, and then we have agent. That's a venue coordinator, book appropriate venue, and it have access to that search tool and Scrap the tool. Then we have a marketing. We have two tasks here. We're not only gonna find this, the venue city and for our tech event. Also need a marketing document so we can promote our event. That's why the second task is for marketing. What here different is now we have human input involved here. When it finding a venue, we will prove it. And output, that's the file I showed you. I want the output to have like this, and similar output file. That's how the output file should be called. And then assigning agent, that's it. And second task is async task. I don't have so many tasks, so it doesn't really make sense, because after finishing, this is the first task and it will go to the second task, but second, there is no third or fourth task, so but still I keep it true. Then we assign agents first and second, and that's our task, and we're gonna log the input, what's going on, and yeah, that's pretty it. And then we kick off it and let's run it. So we set our class, imports, keys, and crew, and run it. So I need to start research, and what does it do? It go through some links and trying to read the content from that link, and based on our search in San Francisco 25308, he found this result. The address, this street, San Francisco 181925. Okay, so that's now our input. We can say sounds great, proceed with it. Okay, so Now it took that, and that's our output that we defined in above. We have said that name, address, capacity, booking, and event date, and it have exactly created the JSON document for that. And that's, I just printing it out, and you can see that the JSON document it have printed out. Sometimes it while reading some website, it can encounter an error. For example, this one, it's trying to go there and it's like, okay, I cannot read it. And then it automatically then rethink about it and improve it and go on to finalize its result. This is our now campaign or for our the second task. So I can give a great answer. So marketing activities support for Tech Innovation Conference that's going in San Francisco on this time. Some activity and this web content review, etc., etc., etc. So that's pretty all. So we have learned a lot of today, and we have learned that you can pass in your task PDF file, so you can do a reg search and find relevant information about that. You can involve a human input. We have learned how we can produce non-fuzzy output. So we can provide an output JSON schema, output JSON file. We have also checked how we can pass different kind of LLM. So you not only for whole project you can set one LLM provider, but for each agent you can have your own LLM. So for one you can Olama, for second Gemini, and for third ABC. And how you can just do a async execution. Very simple, this Boolean flag. More information you can find on CrewAI website, and there you can also check the process and ask for process. Do we have hierarchical sequential process? So it tells you how to configure it, and delegation, allow delegation. You pass your context to the next one. You can delegate with the next one. This we haven't checked it. So in delegation, if you have a task 1, it gives you an output, and the agent 1, it gives you an output, and the agent 2 gets this an output, and it says, okay, no, it's not like what I want, and it can recommunicate with agent 1 and ask it to, hey, I'm looking like this, can you please reconfigure it and pass it again. So it can then produce another output, and then that can the task or agent 2 can take that output. That's why this flag for delegation. If you have a false, then they just do their task and that's it. So that's all for today. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.